name is Carol Song. I'm with the Purdue Research Computing Organization, where we work with many projects such as this one. A lot of them are interdisciplinary. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about the Geohub, cyber infrastructure for data-driven fair science. This is something that we're hoping to use to facilitate collaboration for this project. I have more slides than I'll go through in this slide deck, just so that you have something to flip through later on. I do want to pull up a few screens later to just give you a sense of what it looks like. So to sort of map into what the material, some of the materials you received before the meeting, this is one picture in the handout that shows the role of my Geohub. We're hoping that it would play. Of course, it's, this is a research project that we will continue to evaluate the best ways to facilitate all these things. So in a nutshell, Geohub is an online platform. It looks like a website, but underneath it has a lot more. So it facilitates online modeling and visualization tools, and it provides easy access to some of the advanced computing systems that you don't have to be a expert to access those systems. And it does provide a lot of interactive programming and tool environments. So students, researchers can use it for a variety of purposes. There course support. There is also ways to publish data and tools, and they can get the digital object identifiers to enable findability and reproducibility. And it does come with a lot of collaboration tools, such as setting up a group project, web pages for smaller working groups. And most of all, we're hoping to use that to facilitate this group and maybe the larger community to share tools, applications, data sets, as those tasks were mapped out in our proposal, and Tom brought up the chart early on. So all of that is to facilitate this field of research and practices to move towards fair science, findable, accessible, interoperable, and reproducible science. I want to mention there are two from the Geohub team. They're here at this workshop, Lan Zhao and Junha Wu. So during the workshop, if you have any questions, feel free to contact any of us. So just a quick recap on the history. The Geohub is built on this platform called Hub Zero. It started as a website for online simulations in the nanotechnology community, and it evolved into something more generic. And so the team called it Hub Zero. And there's a website, hubzero.org, that you can find a lot of information. So the Geohub was established around 2015 as a shared hub. By shared hub, it means that we were supporting multiple projects, and they're sharing the cost, they're sharing the resources, and also cross-pollinate ideas and tools. It has been supported. There are two major grants that are supporting the development of geospatial data support on the Geohub. One was the National Science Foundation's Data Infrastructure Building Blocks program. And most recently, we're funded to build an extensible geospatial data framework that the goal is to make it easier to access remote data sets. So you can work on your modeling tool or analysis tool and grabbing data from remote. And as I understand it, a lot of the partners involved in this project all have their own data holdings, and we're hoping to, as the science research evolves and people would want to use data from different sites, and we're creating a set of tools to make that more accessible. And, oh, I have a misspelling there. So we have about 10,000 users annually. You can see here, there was a big dip during the pandemic. Now we're seeing users ramping up again. Just a brief kind of a overview of the system architecture. And so you can see that, the Geohub is built on Hub 0. So we actually runs on a bunch of software, a stack from all the way from web server to the middleware. And we've added the geospatial support in there. And there are other third-party open source software and data transfer facilities. And so the web server is actually connected to heavy duty, high performance computing systems, and as well as all kinds of cloud resources. We'll get into more details as the project evolves and get more people on the platform. And obviously we're using a lot of connecting with a lot of other platforms to enable open source software infrastructure. And so here are some tools. I'm just going to run through these very quickly just to give you a sense the kind of tools that are running right now on the Geohub. So for example, this lower right corner is a data aggregation of the ACME data, the model comparison data. And there's also geospatial data management built in. So you have sort of a explorer type of interface that where you can share your data, especially geospatial data, and there's inline previewers that you can look at the data and the metadata as well. And so this is one thing I want to emphasize, that when you publish data sets, so this one has author names, probably a lot of you are familiar with. And when you publish a data set, you get a DOI, so you can tell other people how to cite your data set. And also it tracks how many downloads. And so you can see that this has been a while, but this is pretty impressive. And you can put a lot of information about the data set. So it's not just a zip file, it's a comprehensive set of information for people who need to use it. There's also the course capability in the Geohub that you can create courses. This is, I believe, one of the courses that Tom and Eurus created. And this is a picture where Eurus was doing a workshop with people doing hands-on modeling with Simple G. This is one thing I want to bring up. So we noticed a lot of users signing up saying they need to use this for a class, very specific. And so this was a year ago, and we noticed a lot of increase. And then Lan did a great job last night trying to pull the latest data. So you can definitely see the expansion, and we do notice there are more users signing up lately. So these are very specific courses. And here you can see the list of institutions. So that is about all I want to say, but let me just run through some of the relevant tools there just to give you an idea what's there. So this is the Simple G online tool for now. We're also constantly improving this. And this is the ACME data aggregation tool that you can find data, aggregate data, and visualize. There's also this climate scenario aggregator that I understand is data is provided by one of the partner networks. And here is a tool that we worked with PIK for the bring online the global gridded crop model evaluation. Let's see. This is one of the downscaling tools. And also I want to mention that, there are also the interactive programming environments. So you're not limited to the canned tools that you can get in and create these tools to do your own data analysis. RStudio, and so that is all I have at this point. I don't know if I have more time, but I'll just pull up this really quick. We're still, so for GLASSNET, so there was the GLASS project Tom mentioned, and that's one of the projects hosted on the Geohub. So we're doing a makeover and to turn that into GLASSNET. So the website is being worked on right now. So you can already find content here. So feel free to browse through. And if you find things that should be there but not there yet, please let us know. And also please understand that this is work in progress right now. So you may find some weird things like placeholders. We're still trying to update as we speak. So with that, I'm gonna turn it back to Marissa.